I will be reviewing the Coco collection for you guys. So there's a pressed powder palette and then there's a lip collection in the whole collection, and I will be reviewing both of these for you all. So I bought this off Kylie Cosmetics site and I got it really quickly. Like, I was extremely surprised how quickly this reached to me, and there was no custom charge on this one particularly. I have been charged with customs on my Kylie order earlier, but this one luckily wasn't charged with any customs. Just letting you guys know. Definitely custom depends on the size of the box that you receive. If it's a huge ass box, it gets noticed more easily than a smaller box. You know what I'm saying? For beginning my review, I would like to say that I do have dupes for you all because I felt like adding a little something extra, because you can find the review almost all around the internet. Almost everyone has done a review on this collection, but I wanted to show you how it looked on Indian medium skin tone, and I wanted to add dupes because, just as I said, to add a little bit something extra. I will have a timestamp right here as to when the dupes start, so if you want to skip just to the dupes, you can do that. And yeah, without making this intro any more longer, let's just get started with the review. So I will start off with the Coco collection pressed powder palette. This is what the outer packaging looks like, and this is what the inner packaging looks like. It's a stunning palette, like packaging wise, it's a stunning palette, and this is what it looks like from the inside. I love that it has a mirror. It also says Chloe on the mirror, and then it has 4 pressed powders, a blush, 2 highlights, and a bronzer. So I'm just gonna start off with the bronzer part. The bronzer has a satin finish to it. It has a nice sheen to it, and it's not too light or too dark. I feel it's perfect for medium Indian skin tones like mine, but I don't see this working for very fair skin tones because it will kind of be muddy on them, and I don't see it working for extremely darker skin tones because on them this wouldn't show up. But for me as a person, I feel this is going to be the perfect color. But this is a satin sheen finish kind of a powder, and last time when I reviewed the Huda palettes, all of the products were shimmery, satiny, and it didn't work out the best for me. And all of the products even in this palette have slight sheen or shimmer in them, so I'm just like hoping that this works out good for me. So I'm just going to take my normal brush with which I like to bronze. This is not a contour product per se, but it's a bronzer, so keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that. I've been just touching it in there and then dusting off the excess because I'm not really sure about the pigmentation. And then I'm just gonna go on my cheekbones like I normally like to do with my bronzers. I love the fact that it's not overly pigmented because I can build upon this. If a bronzer is overly pigmented, you can go overboard with it easily and end up looking not so good. So this bronzer I actually pretty like. I love how it's brought like an instant dimension to my face and so much more warmth. My face on this side looks very flat, while on this side it looks more dimensional, more warm, more bronzy, more honey-like, and I love that fact. Next, moving to highlighter, I like to apply my bronzer and highlighter first and then sandwich my blush in between. So I'm going to be picking up True Beverly Hills, which is a beautiful white highlight with golden reflex, just how I like my highlighters to be. And I'm picking it up on my favorite highlighter brush, which is the Sigma Powder Sweep brush. I'm just picking up a little bit of that, dusting it off. I have had an experience with Kylie highlighters, so I kind of know what I'm expecting. It's like a subtle glow, not too over the top. So I'm kind of expecting that only. So let me just see if it performs the same or if it's different. So I'm just gonna apply it on my, okay. So it's definitely more pigmented than the highlighters because the highlighters took a little bit of more effort, but this in just one swipe is quite nice. Like, you see how beautiful that glow is? Like, I'm loving that glow. I'm just gonna go over it once more. I love this highlight, it's so pretty. And yes, I have scraped off the top already so that the colors perform exactly how they're supposed to perform, so that you guys can see them in action properly without any film of nothingness on top of the highlighters or the bronzers or the blushers. I hope they're not called the blushers or bronzers. I just hope. Woo. Ninja skills with my brush. So I'm just gonna highlight my nose or highlight my nose between my brows and my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin. I actually really like this highlighter. It's so glowy, so warm, and just so beautiful. I'm not going to be applying this one, which is 90210, which is a rose gold based highlighter. because I've just applied this one and I feel this one is perfect for my skin tone. I see the rose gold one working better for deeper skin tone, so I like the fact that she has included more colors into it. Next up, I'm going to move on to the blush, which is Rodeo Drive. I'm just going to grab a blush brush really quickly and pick this blush up on my brush. Again, I'm not picking up a lot. I've never used Kylie's blushes because they just did not seem that exciting to me, but because this comes in the palette, so now I'm going to have an experience of the Kylie blushes as well. So the brush did pick up a nice amount of product. I'm just going to dust off the excess, and then I'm just going to... oh, this is a pretty beautiful blush shade. I wasn't expecting this. Oh wow. I still wouldn't buy Kylie's blushes individually. Like in palettes like these, I'm all game for it, but individually I'm not. But this blush looks so pretty. It's like the perfect peachy pink color, like the type that I like. And obviously I have dupes towards the end of the video, so if you're interested in a color like this but you don't want to get this palette, you know what to do, wait till the dupes. Okay, so those are all of the products from the Coco collection by Kylie Cosmetics pressed powder palette on my face. I will give you my final thoughts after I'm done with the lip kits. So this is the packaging for the lip kit. It just says in love with the Coco, and I really like it. It's blingy, it's cute, and then you pull out the lipsticks and I drop the cover, and this is what it looks like. It looks similar or same to the previous collection. This is how the previous collection came in. And the first color that I'm going to try for you is the gloss, which is called as Sugar Plum. Now I love Kylie's glosses because they're highly pigmented and they're non-sticky as well. So I am just going to take this one and I'm going to apply it on my lips to see what the color looks like. So I do have foundation on my lips just to cancel out the natural color of my lips, and I'm applying it on top of that to see what the color really looks like. But I do feel it's going kind of streaky, you know, like I have to work the gloss in to not make it look like it's streaky. I've not faced this issue with the earlier Kylie glosses, like the streakiness in application, but I am slightly facing that issue in this one. This is what Sugar Plum looks like. My final thoughts on this are that it's kind of patchy and streaky. It's really difficult to get an even coat on top without it being thick and gloopy. The color is really pretty, but I do wish the formulation was a little better because right now it's very patchy and very streaky. Next up, I'm gonna try the color Bunny, which seems very pretty to me. Like when I swatched it, I was like, this is my dream color. It's one of those beautiful mauvey nude colors which I absolutely love. Hopefully it comes that beautiful on the lips as well, because sometimes when you swatch a color, it's beautiful and then you wear it, kind of washes you out. It's not that pretty. So fingers crossed, I am gonna wear this on my lips and see right now how it looks like. Okay, I love this one. I freaking love this one. The formulation is exactly same as other Kylie lip kits and I love the formulation. It's one of my personal favorites and it just goes on so smooth, it's so thin and it's just so pretty. The color is so pretty. I love the color. It's so beautiful. It's the perfect mauvey nude color, especially for me. I see this working for a lot of different skin tones, a lot of skin tones, and it's just, oh, I love this color. What can I say? I freaking love this color. Next up on the list is Baby Girl, which is a beautiful pinky orangey kind of a color. I'm really excited to see how this will perform on my skin tones because I've seen fairer girls rocking it like no one's business, but I want to see how it works on the Indian medium skin tone, and I'm just gonna apply it. I didn't expect to like this color, but surprisingly I do. I really like how it looks on my lips and with my skin tone, but I'll just pick that up. But what I want to say is that I feel the pigmentation on this one is kind of sheer, so you have to layer it up and then it becomes slightly patchy and crumbly, which is kind of weird because other lip kits by Kylie don't do that to me. I have a lot of lip kits by Kylie, so they don't do that to me, but this one doesn't seem that pigmented. It has like kind of patchiness over here and here. The color is really pretty, but the formulation is different and I'm not a big fan of that. On to our last color, which is Doll, which is the brightest color of them all. It's a true bright orange, like it's in your face orange. So I'm gonna be applying this on my lips. Now to give you a quick brief, I'm not the biggest fan of extremely bright oranges. I love 22 by Kylie, but I'm not a very big fan of the most brightest orange. I feel with the Indian skin tone, they clash too much and It's just not the most prettiest sight, but let's see how this fares on our skin. Again, I feel the pigmentation on this one is kind of low, and I do feel it's a little too bright for my liking. Probably you like extremely bright colors. I'm just saying for my personal preference, this is a little too bright for me. So I'm gonna put Bunny back on, and then I'm gonna give you my final thoughts as well as dupes for everything in this collection. Alright, so my final thoughts on the Coco collection. I'm gonna start off with the Coco collection pressed powder palette. I absolutely love this, especially for Indian medium skin tones. This is just perfect. It's perfect, especially you can use the second rose gold highlighter as your eyeshadow as well if it won't suit your skin tone, if you're from the medium family. But it's beautiful. The palette is beautiful. It wears really nicely on the skin. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I love it. It's totally worth the money. But of course, I have dupes coming up for you if you don't want to buy from Kylie Cosmetics for any reason, like shipping or customs or just fear of getting empty pans, whatever fear you have. I have dupes coming up, so wait for them. As for the lipstick collection, I am not a very big fan of this particular collection. I love the previous Coco collection, but in this one I feel three shades are actually very patchy. The gloss Baby Girl as well as Doll, I feel were very patchy and they needed a bit more of work, and they felt kind of drying and sheer on the lips. I really love the shade Bunny. It is just a very beautiful color. It's a very beautiful mauve nude color, but that doesn't make the collection worth it. If she releases a single of this, then you can probably check this one out, but not the collection. So I would give the lip collection a skip, but I would go for the pressed powder palette. It's beautiful. Alright, so moving on to dupes, I have a couple of dupes for you all, and I will start off with the pressed face palette. So the first shade that we have here is known as Rodeo Drive, which is a beautiful blush. And the perfect dupe that I have for you guys is from Inglott's Freedom System. It's their blusher in the shade 51. So you can see them even side by side, how similar they are in color. They literally look exactly the same, and even when you swatch them together they come out the same, just that the pigmentation on this one is a little high, so the swatch might seem a little bit more intense. But then it is all about application, on how ham you go on the application. When you swatch them like a single swipe, they are literally the same. Then we have the shade True Beverly Hills, which is a beautiful highlighter. The perfect dupe that I have for you guys is the L'Oreal Lumi Powder Glow Illuminator in the shade Gold for you all, Golden for you all. So the first shade, or the golden triangular shade right here, as well as the True shade, are exactly dupes. Like, they are completely similar. Even when you swatch them, they both have that beautiful glow to them, and you can see it in the swatch how beautiful they are. Again, it is the intensity and how well you build it up with both of these shades. The golden reflex in this one can be slightly higher from some certain angles, but overall they are extremely similar. The next shade that we have is called 90210, which is a beautiful rose gold highlight, and the exact dupe I have for you guys is the Pack Baked highlighter in the shade 09, which is also a rose gold highlighter. Let me put them side by side and you can see how similar they are in their own reflexes. I do feel the Pack one is way more pigmented than the Kylie one, because the Pack one is baked, it goes on more smoother and it packs on more color. So again, you have to go slightly lighter with the application of this one if you want to compare it to this one. If you don't care about this one and you just want the rose goldness to appear on your face, then this is beautiful. The last color from the palette is known as Hollywood Boulevard, which is this beautiful bronzer with a satin sheen finish to it, with a golden reflex and satin to it, and it's a beautiful bronzer. But if you don't want to spend so much just for the bronzer, you want just the bronzer individually, the exact same shade with the exact same reflex and everything is from Faces. It's their All-Time Pro bronzing powder, and this is I think they don't have a shade particularly, they just have like one shade. I'm gonna put them side by side and you can see they are exactly the same. Even when you swatch them, they have the same reflex, same everything, ditto, D-I-T-T-O, ditto. So yeah, they are exactly the same. If you want just a good bronzer, you can go for this one. If you know me for a while, you would know like colors like Bunny have attracted me since the beginning of time. So I have a couple of dupes for Bunny. The first one that I have is from Sugar Smudge Me Not liquid lipstick in the shade Suave Mauve or however it's pronounced. It's a beautiful color. It's slightly deeper than Bunny, but on the lips it literally looks like the same. It's a beautiful color, but the only grudge I have that the Sugar lipsticks are slightly drying, extremely drying. So you have to prepare your lips really well, like prepare them really well so that they do not dry you out. Other than that, it's a beautiful color. but I do have more dupes for you all for this particular color. The second dupe I have is Lakme 925 Weightless Matte Mousse in the shade Blush Velvet, which is one of my personal favorite colors from the range. I have two favorites from this range, Coffee Light and Velvet Blush, Blush Velvet. The formulation wise, this is a better formulation than the Sugar Smudge V Knot because it's a mousse consistency, so it's lighter on the lips, it's more hydrating, more moisturizing, and less stripping off and drying. So if you want a similar color like Bunny but you don't want it to be drying, this is the perfect option to go for. If you're on a really tight budget but you want Bunny from the bottom of your heart, then you can definitely go for the Miss Claire Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade 16, because again it's extremely similar to what Bunny looks like, especially once it's on the lips itself. So it's a beautiful color. Again, Soft Matte Lip Cream has a very beautiful moussey texture, so it won't dry you out at all, and it would make your lips look very plush and plump and matte as well, without, as I said, stripping them off all of the moisture. The dupe for Sugar Plum that I have is Victoria Jackson's lip gloss in the shade In Vogue. Now Victoria Jackson is a UK based brand. I'm not really sure where you can find it in India, but again these colors look pretty similar. I would say this is a bit more pinky than the Sugar Plum gloss by Kylie, but then again I couldn't really find a perfect dupe for Sugar Plum, at least not in my collection, because I don't anyway have that many glosses. I'm not a very big fan of glosses that much. Even if I am, I like them to be non-glittery, more like a satin gloss kind of a finish. So this is the only gloss that I literally could find. I did also get the Model Co lip gloss that was also in the shade Sugar Plum itself, but that was a very sheer gloss. This one has good pigmentation in it as well, but if you want a very sheer gloss, you can check out Model Co's Sugar Plum, which is the same name, kind of freaky. But yeah, the exact same dupe that I have for Baby Girl is the Shimbor liquid lipstick in the shade 461. Funnily enough, I first bought it because online it seemed like a dupe for 22, but once I swatched it, I knew it wasn't anywhere near to 22. But this is extremely, it is same to Baby Girl. It has that same pinky orangey color, and obviously I do prefer the texture of this one more because this is non-patchy, more pigmented, goes on pretty smooth than what Baby Doll goes on, like Baby Girl. And for the last shade, that was Doll, I have the dupe from NYX. It's their NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Morocco. Even this is a very bright orange, like pop of orange on your lips. I do feel, I don't know why, but I do feel this is slightly more wearable than Doll because it does have slight pink undertones to it as well. This is slightly more wearable than that, and of course I like the formulation of this one better than Doll because even Doll went on a little streaky and patchy on me personally. So yes, that was my review as well as dupes for the Coco collection, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you'd like to see more high-end reviews along with their dupes in the same video than like making a separate video for a review and then a separate video for dupes. It's just a task. So yes, let me know if you like that, if you like this concept. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this again, and if you did, then don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys super soon. Till then, you can follow me on all of my social media, which would be listed in the bottom bar because I keep up with you more there. And I will see you guys next time. Till then, take care. I am just repeating stuff. Mwah. Bye.